Good evening, Southeast Texas. Wish I had better news, but it does look like we're going to see possibly a round of severe thunderstorms during the wee hours of the morning, and also the potential for very heavy rainfall. Maybe some good news as far as some of the modeling as we head towards, say, tomorrow afternoon. This looks like it's mainly going to be in the morning now and not see a double whammy or a second punch coming up tomorrow afternoon. We'll show you that in just a second as far as how the modeling has progressed. Waiting for a lot of folks to get on because once we start this, we have multiple rounds of questions, and we want to take everybody's questions that we can with the amount of time that we have. So again, looks like the threat for severe weather has increased a bit to a slight risk over Southeast Texas. And it looks like there is the potential we could be placed under a watch over the next few hours in Southeast Texas. So let's go ahead and start things off. And our focus right now is just to the southwest of Houston between Columbus, well, really Columbus, back over to Brenham, and southwest over towards Yoakum and Victoria, watching a line of showers and thunderstorms, some severe. This is where a tornado watch is in effect. We've already had a confirmed tornado over towards Schulenburg. And as you can see, also large hail and damaging winds. And you can see a little bit of a twist in those radar imagery, telling us there's a lot of upper level disturbances within that, a lot of turbulence, basically. So we're going to continue watching this line. And again, remember all that beautiful sun we had this afternoon? That's destabilizing the atmosphere. So that means that our chances of severe weather have gone up because of that sunshine this afternoon. Right now, we're watching the clouds increase across the area. You can see the front edge of the rain just about ready to reach I-45, and we'll see that pick up as we head towards, say, midnight, 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. And here's the scenario. And much of the area now under a slight risk of severe weather. And it looks like tornadoes, maybe a 5% probability. Damaging winds, the main threat at 15%, and damaging hail at 5%. No warnings or watches in our area now, but over towards Liberty County and also towards Chambers County, a tornado watch in effect until 2 a.m. Again, there's the potential this could be extended further to the east as far as watches across Southeast Texas because of the threat for severe weather. Here's the latest information as far as the excessive rainfall outlook. When we talk about this, we're talking about flash flooding, and it's a moderate risk across Southeast Texas through tonight, a 20 to 50% chance of that happening. Then for Wednesday, looks like, again, a moderate risk. This has not changed as far as flash flooding. And also for, let's see, Thursday, a slight to moderate risk, maybe less of a chance up in the Lakes area, and a moderate risk here in the Triangle, extending back over in towards southern Tyler and much of, say, Jasper and Newton counties into the Triangle. So flash flood watch, none of that has changed. Still is in effect through tonight, and also into effect as far as that flash flood watch. That means you get too much rain too quick and it has no place to go except flood. And that will persist right on through Thursday. So here's the latest modeling. This is updated every hour. We get this information and put this into motion. So here we are at 1 o'clock a.m. and it's just the heaviest rainfall just entering western sections of our viewing area. I'm going to say this. I think these rainfall amounts as we go through this animation are too light. We'll see how this materializes. Here's 2 a.m. and it takes on a bow type signature, and there could be some wind damage in this. By 2 a.m. reaching the Natchez and Beaumont and the Sabine roughly around 3 a.m., maybe a little sooner before as it heads on into southwest Louisiana. This is heavy to moderate rainfall. Again, it started at, say, 1 a.m. for western sections, and you've already got 2 hours there by 3 a.m. And then it continues right on through the morning hours, at least through the commute. Maybe some improvement as we head towards late morning. Remember that secondary, if you watched us earlier this evening, we were concerned that this second round could materialize and move into the area. The models have backed off and taken this more towards the south. So that's some better news for us. So 1 to 3 is what the model is outputting for us through tomorrow. Could it be heavier? Yes. I'm comfortable saying 1 to maybe 4 inches, maybe 2 to 5, somewhere in that vicinity as far as things go right now through tomorrow. And again, the flood threat, the heavy rainfall threat will persist right on through Thursday. It'll begin weakening as we head towards Friday. Saturday, we're going to see a pattern change in the upper levels, and so that will start to curb our rain chances, and then we'll transition to a hotter or warmer, drier scenario. So things will start warming up as we head towards Sunday. That's the very latest. Let's take some of your questions and see if we can't answer some of them.
Very first one here, pretty relevant. Do you see any training that might happen?
That is a potential. Right now, if you looked at the model, let me go to the forecast model that I've been using all evening long. This shows the line moving off towards the west, or I'm sorry, off to the east. So that's better than maybe a southwest flow. So right now, no, this looks transitory. So that's another positive in our direction. And it does not look like that we get that secondary round of showers and storms.
Several people asking about their specific areas, in particular Finette, which just got hammered. So what are they looking at?
3 inches there, 2 to 3 inches. That's what the model says. Could it be double that? It's possible. Look what happened Monday. So, these models are only as good as the information that's put into them, and while they are still much better than they were just a couple years ago, they're not perfect, but surprises are possible in this kind of scenario.
A couple of viewers out in Vider, Jasper, Lumberton also asking about them.
1, 2, 3 inches through the morning hours. An improvement during the afternoon hours as this begins to move out. As you can see, by noontime, not much over us if this is correct, and we don't get the second bout and that heads south. A lot of ifs. If the second bout comes in and say this model is incorrect, then it's a different story. But that's the way it's looking right now. So some better news than what we were looking at earlier this evening.
Laura's asking, will the storm move through pretty fast?
Yeah, I think so. Let's see, let me go back to that. When the line goes through, maybe an hour of torrential rainfall, and then it moves through your particular area. That's the way it looks to me right now. 30 minutes, maybe an hour. And then it's moderate rainfall for the rest of the morning, probably through 8, 9 o'clock, and then things start tapering off, hopefully, as we head towards noontime. But this looks like, let's see, maybe a 7, 8 hour rainfall. It's going to be the heaviest at the beginning and then gradually taper off during the late morning hours. The way it looks right now, that's the way it looks. It certainly could change, but that's what we're dealing with right now as far as the latest modeling.
Mm-hmm. A couple quick ones about road safety, people planning travel into Beaumont. Kayla from Hampshire and Whitney from Orange.
It all depends on the timing of this. If you're going in the morning, say during the commute, maybe 6, 7, 8 o'clock in the morning, you'll have to be careful because there may be some roads flooded. If there's already, we've already had problems over in that area with torrential rainfall, and this will only aggravate the flood situation over our area.
Several questions about wind speeds, tornado possibilities for various cities.
Okay,
areas,
let me go back. It's not going to be a difference across our area. Maybe, a lower chance, eastern sections of our viewing area. But for the yellow areas, talking Jasper, Buna, back into Beaumont, maybe Vider, these are your chances. Tornado chances are a 5% chance. Damaging winds, probably the main threat, and heavy rainfall at a 15% chance. And damaging hail, I think it's going to be pretty low at 5% also. So, again, the further east you are, the lower chances are the way things are looking right now. Houston's going to get very heavy rainfall out of this. I think there could be some flooding if you have plans over there tomorrow morning. It may not be the best time to go to Houston. Any other questions?
Someone asking, and I know the answer to this, but will you just ease minds? Is this a Harvey or Imelda type event?
No. Mm-mm. Imelda dumped 40 inches, Harvey dumped 60 inches. We're not going to see that. It would take a tropical system for those kind of rainfall amounts to happen. This is going to be out of here by Saturday. So, you know, some areas, again, could see, let's see, we're at 10 to 15 over, let's see, 15 over towards Fannette. Let's see, up to 10 inches on top of that is possible through Friday. So, again, not quite 2 feet, but not far away from it either. Not everybody's going to get that amount of rainfall. But that, some areas, there's the potential for that.
Some people asking if a second wave does come, what time does it look like it
That
might?
would be during the afternoon hours, probably after 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Let's take a look, and these models change every hour. They're gonna update you with new data. Earlier this evening, I was showing the same exact model, and it showed this coming in, and then this amount of rainfall coming on in. It's just the trajectory. The trajectory was more off towards the east. Now the model is directing it more south. So that's a better and improved forecast for our area.
A couple people saying it sounds like they've started releasing water through some of the dams. Is that going to significantly increase flooding risk for areas?
Certainly along the rivers, but you know, let's see. I know that they've got Toledo Bend at 11 gates open at 1 foot. And last time I remember, 26,000 cubic feet per second were being released, and just shy of 50,000 cubic feet was being released from, I don't want to misstate that. Toledo Bend was, 126,000? No, it couldn't have been that high. I'm going to have to go to a different source, a different show, so that I can show you the very latest that I have. And the latest that I have from, let's see, where did I do that? Let's see, there's full weather. And the latest that I have, I'm going to show you this. Let's see, I'm sorry. There you are, 26,000 cubic feet per second at Toledo Bend. And let me go ahead and check on the website from Town Bluff. Town Bluff is releasing, 40, now okay, that's updated, 40,133 cubic feet per second. And Toledo Bend is releasing, I'm looking at the website online, Toledo Bend, the latest that they have, they're releasing, they've got 11 gates open at 1 foot. They're releasing 26,130 cubic feet per second. So in effect, let's see, Town Bluff is releasing more water right now than Toledo Bend. And that all spills southwards. And this is the latest. I've got to update this, but still looking at moderate flooding along the Natchez River from Town Bluff, Evadale, major flooding occurring in Beaumont and at the saltwater barrier, and also towards the Sabine River near Mauriceville and Deweyville, as you can see, under a moderate flood risk. Other questions?
Still looking for a couple new ones. Looks like we might could go from the top and get them. There's a couple new people in here.
Okay, let's just update the show again. And if you're just joining us, let me just give you a kind of a brief on what we're looking at. And we're watching at a line kind of bowing. There's been a number of tornado warnings and a confirmed tornado over towards Schulenburg. There's a tornado watch in effect for this area, severe thunderstorm warning in effect, as you can see. And we are expecting this to come on into the area after about 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, western section. It's going to be moving from west to east as we head later on tonight. Not much over our area now, but you can see it's headed towards Houston, and it is going to be heavy rain, unfortunately. Could be a flooded roadways over towards Houston. The big difference is that from earlier this evening, the risk of severe weather over portions of our area have increased, particularly on a line from Jasper, Buna, back over to Vidor, and maybe mid-county has gone from marginal to a slight risk. And what does that mean? Well, the tornado risk has gone up to a 5% chance. Damaging winds have increased to a 15% chance, and I believe damaging hail remains the same, fairly low. I would be most concerned out of this with damaging winds and the potential for heavy rainfall. Otherwise, no watch is in effect now except for a flash flood watch, but there's a potential that this could be extended further to the east as far as a tornado watch in southeast Texas. Just have to see at 2 a.m. whether or not that is extended further east. Depends on the strength of the line, and I think it's going to be pretty strong. So if I betted, I would say that there's a potential that we would see the potential for a tornado watch later on tonight over portions of the area. Again, the excessive rainfall outlook for tonight and through tomorrow and also into Thursday that we showed earlier this evening has not changed, still at a very moderate risk across the area. Consequently, all of southeast Texas is under a flash flood watch tonight, tomorrow, and through Thursday. Otherwise, this model has been doing the best as far as keeping up with this line. But 1 a.m., so 1 a.m., maybe Diboll, let's see, Woodville, back over to Votah, let's see, Saratoga, Devers, back over to Anahuac. That line should be pretty close to you. By 2 a.m., we're talking along the Neches River that line is moving on in. And by 3 a.m., it should be at or just east of the Sabine River, moving into southwest Louisiana. Then you've got residual rains after this line comes in. Again, it looks like 30 minutes, an hour of the heaviest torrential rainfall as the line moves through your area. Then the intensity should go down. This right here is showing maybe 1 to 2.5 to 3 inches. Could it be too low? It's certainly possible as far as the modeling goes. The thing that I was concerned about earlier is, were we going to see this second batch of rainfall move into the area? That's what I said earlier, that I did not know if that was going to be the case. And it still is questionable, but this latest modeling takes it more towards the south, the trajectory of that more south rather than to the east. That's what we want. Let somebody else share with the rainfall. It's going to be a long, hot summer. That's what we're looking at right now. So the flood threat, in my opinion, is just going to continue through Wednesday and Thursday. Friday, we start to see some changes, and into Saturday, we're going to start that's a transition day. We're going to turn the tap off and start turning up the temps. So it looks like very warm, humid, dry conditions materialize Sunday, Monday, and into Tuesday. Any other questions? All right. Hope I updated you and brought you the very latest information, and we'll continue to monitor this and bring the very latest. Join us tonight at 10 on 12 News. Thanks so much for this very special Facebook presentation.